Oh, we love it. Hi, everybody. Tyler McVicker, passionate gamer. How are we doing today? Hello, everybody. My name is Tyler. I've been obsessed with Valve software for 15 years, and I have a problem. How's everybody doing? That was me pretending that this was a support group. This is a support group. We all have a problem, and our problem is Valve. HopeCon 2 FTC listing thing happened? Yeah, HopeCon is for HLX, not the Steam frame. Hey everybody, Tyler McVicker, passionate gamer, your friendly neighborhood hype merchant, your piece of shit, your scumbag, you're a mentally deficient individual who's trying his best to heal, and sometimes you're getting in the way. I hope everybody's doing okay. I've been doing a lot of streaming lately, let me tell you what. I've been doing so much streaming lately. I got a haircut. I got a haircut so that Ty Vickers looked different than the way I looked normally. FCC, so I'm gonna wait until at least 30 people tell me about the FCC, otherwise why would I talk about it? So that the FCC filing for the Steam frame has completed. This means that we have 120 days before the Steam frame has to be launched, or launched and given to the hands of the customers. Otherwise, they're going to have to refile with the FCC. Oh, that's why you look like a big baby. I look like a big baby because I shaved my face bald completely. It's already grown back some bit, but and I got a haircut. So FCC won't let me be. Yeah, so if in the Volvo channel on the Discord, if somebody could post the FCC related information so I can show it off on stream, but it doesn't really need to be that important. The FCC, so the FCC's filed. There you go. Does that mean it's today? No. With the FCC news, could we have a release date and price announcements on the 27th of July? No, because it's the 30th of July. So, no. But yeah, here's the basic filing here. Push that button, push this button. Here's the filing. Valve Corporation for a VR headset, certified. Where's the certification date? The 29th. Last application date, literally yesterday. Here's all of the exhibits, all the tests they conducted on the individual thing. It's going to come out on the 27th of July, 2027. Is it today news? This does mean it could be today. This means that if Valve wanted to do it today, they are legally okay to do it today. But this also means that it could have been last week and they just couldn't ship it out to people until today. So there's still no information when it comes to what the hell is happening with the thing itself. Even if you follow the person who's really dedicated to all of this, which is the Steam hardware updates guy. A bunch of games are getting verified or unverified, but games are getting pulled from verification. There are games that seemingly should be verified but aren't, such as the lab, even though there's a different version of the lab, I guess, even though that's unconfirmed, and people seem very confident about that. And from what I've heard, no, it would need to be a separate game that doesn't have the Source 2 builds. It would have to be all in. No. We got They Might Be Giants Instant Fan Club 2012 7-inch. We got the Avatars of They 7-inch. We got the They Might Be Giants for Kids 7-inch. And we got the this is the They Might Be Giants do 4 covers 7-inch. And then this is the They Might Be Giants Instant Fan Club for Kids 7-inch. Somebody's selling these on eBay and they shouldn't have been. They Might Be Giants have a secret fan club that if you're a part of, you're not supposed to talk about, or you get kicked out of the fan club, and you get exclusive songs on physical media. These 2 7-inch discs have songs that aren't anywhere else, which is really cool. But you need to have been a fan in 2012 and paid the $100 for the fan club. And somebody put it on eBay like an idiot. I must be thinking of some other band. What is that? These are These are 7-inch vinyl discs at 33 1/3 RPM. So these are EPs, so there's 4 songs on them. This needs cleaned. But I've not actually heard these songs because I wasn't in the Instant Fan Club in 2012. I like vinyl records a lot. I listen to vinyl records every day. Did you guys like the some rips would give you some good soul seat cred? Yeah, and also it would get me blacklisted. I don't want to get blacklisted by They Might Be Giants. Like, genuinely, it would get me blacklisted from They Might Be Giants from joining their fan club in the future. Like, they're, like, strict about that. I would like to be not on the bad side of They Might Be Giants. Discogs link? Yeah, I mean, these are on Discogs. They are there. But I haven't seen any of these go up for sale. The only one that I don't have, and the only Instant Fan Club 7-inch that I don't have is the They Might Be Giants Other Thing EP and the Cavefish EP. I have ordered the Cavefish EP because there's like 18 of them on Discogs for some reason, but I can't find a copy of the Other Thing, which is the brass band. Anywho, I like that band a lot. We won't talk about it too much because I know you don't give a shit, but They Might Be Giants, I've been nutty about for the last few months because every time there's literally thousands of released songs by them, and like there are 24 full albums plus like 7 or 8 complete collections of B-sides and rarities plus a bunch of other stuff. So there's literally like thousands and thousands of released unique recordings, and every time I listen to a new album, because there's so many of them, I'm just like blown away that there's always like 3 to 5 songs on each album I listen to that I'm just like, there's so many good fucking songs. Like literally there hasn't been a single album that I'm like, that album kind of sucked. And you'd think there would be when there's 24 of them. And it's really, really fun because I keep listening to new stuff that I'm not familiar with, and I keep hearing stuff that I think is really fucking good. Like yesterday, I listened to the album The Else for the first time, and there's a song called The Captain, C-A-P''M, Captain, and it's like the most Beatle-y thing I'd ever heard from this group. Really, really good. It's good shit. Yes, another useless stream while talking about nothing. Thank you, Bobos. You know what, Bobos? No problem. Don't worry about it. You don't have now you can't talk at all, so now you don't even have to be here. They Might Be Giants is Reddit tier cornball. Yeah, for some people. I can see that. For me, it's good. I really like it a lot. For me, I like it quite a bit. They're a very, very tight live act too. Their live band is fucking incredible. Not in a bad way. I think they would take it as a bad thing. What's your favorite Beatles album, if you have one? Favorite early Beatles is A Hard Day's Night. Favorite late Beatles is actually probably Magical Mystery Tour. Your skin looks so nice after a shave. How do you do it? Oh, camera filters. Yeah. That's actually a lie. I don't have a camera filter on, but my skin isn't that good. This is the skin of a 30-year-old man who does not take care of himself very well. I mean, when I go on a stream and just whine and get muted instantly, Lamau. Yeah. Rip bozo. Stealing from another person, was it the same as with the Steam Machine? I don't remember seeing an FCC thing for the Steam Machine. Yes. Yes, it was. But the thing about the Steam Machine listing was that it was much earlier than the announcement. So if we were to go off of the Steam Machine thing, it's not getting announced for like 2 to 3 weeks. But that doesn't make any goddamn sense because the FCC has nothing to do with like the Qualcomm stuff, and They Might Be Giants drummer Marty Beller used to tour with Jonathan Colton. Yep, and the band is pretty often on the Joko Cruise, if not on every single one. So the Joko Cruise makes me a little uncomfortable because I know nerds, and nerds are very horny, and I have a feeling that the Joko Cruise is like the most upside-down pineapple bullshit that you could ever possibly imagine. I love Jonathan Colton. I love They Might Be Giants. I love alternative comedy and all that. But I can very much imagine that the JoCo crews is nothing but like horny former theater people. And like, if I were to hear that the JoCo crews had a strain of syphilis that went everywhere, it wouldn't be surprising me. You know what I mean? I'd still go if I could hang out with They Might Be Giants, but, you know, whatever. Chair, yeah, so today's stream, this is the last stream that's sponsored by this chair. Please type !chair in the chat. Click on the link so that my sponsor sees that people clicked the link. And then look, put it in your cart. Buy the chair. It's a chair. How much? I have a sponsor. So part of the job, a pretty big part of my job is negotiating and talking to sponsorships. I don't have like an agent that handles the sponsors for me. Big YouTubers do. But today, what am I trying to say? I just woke up. I'm going to get myself a second cup of coffee, but like, I clicked on the link for you. Thank you. Add it to your cart. So a big part of my job, because I handle all this, I'm literally like a one-man band in many, many ways. Spizzy makes my thumbnails. Home makes my music. But I do pretty much everything, editing and uploading and PR and emailing and all that stuff. I don't have anybody. And so a big part of my job is emailing sponsors and taking cold emails from sponsors and cold emailing sponsorship agencies and things, and then trying to get, you know, people to pay me to make the videos. Trev Bob, thanks so much for the new Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. Also, Cat Husky with 3 months earlier. Appreciate it. Yeah, so also your wife does emotional support. Huge. Yeah, absolutely. I'm an insane person, and I'm very open about that. But sometimes I get offers to do paid content, sponsored content, that is... It's like they have... Oh, that's why it's so dark in here. The other light isn't on. I was going to say, only one of my lights is on. Why hasn't it detected it? What is going on here? Sometimes if you have a VPN on, it won't detect it, but I don't have a VPN on right now. Oh, is there a firmware update on my lights? All right, hold on. Anyway, so sometimes I'll talk to people. I'll get emails and offers from people that... There it goes. There you go. Sometimes I'll get emails and offers from people that come off as if they don't understand YouTube whatsoever. And the big thing that really annoys me is... If they want to sponsor, the best thing you can do is a 30-second to 60-second promotional spot. This video is sponsored by blah, blah, blah. And people think, and they're like, you know, well, people just use, you know, the sponsor block thing and nobody will see it. And it's like, yeah, that's what you're competing against. You can't control that. If people don't want to see an ad, people aren't going to look at an ad. And so what some companies do is they're like, we want a dedicated video about our product. A lot of companies ask for that, and I almost always turn it down. Because it just annoys people, you know, and it clogs up your videos. But like, the thing about this is, like, there's a company that emailed me and offered me a really good amount of money. Like, you know, I'm getting a dog soon and shit's going to be very expensive. So the problem is, so I work with FlexiSpot. There's this other company that makes chairs that has been trying to get me to work with them. That's fine. I appreciate it. Jesus Christ. I work really hard. So this company's like, we do office chairs. And I'm like, I don't know, I might have a non-compete or something. And doesn't look like I do, but it doesn't really matter. They want me to make a 7.5 long video about a chair. What? And Electra is like, you should take it because we're getting a dog soon. A dog. And that's expensive, so take whatever you can get, you know, because of the dog. And I'm like, but what the hell? Like 7 minutes where I'm talking about a chair? I mean, I'll lose like 2,500 subscribers. A chair for 7.5 minutes. And she's like, well, what if you do an office tour? You're moving so you could show off all your cool nerd stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay. I pitched that. And they're like, no, it needs to be just about the chair. For 7.5 minutes. The problem is they're offering me an absurd amount of money to talk about a chair for 7.5 minutes. An amount of money that any of you would be like, I have to talk about a chair for 7.5 minutes and you're going to give me $1,000. Okay, so this chair is made out of plastic and metal, and it has wheels, and there you can sit on it. It can support up to 350 pounds if you want, and it's just okay. There's another company that wants me to do a dedicated video that I did say yes to because I was like, it's gaming related, and it's like, okay, I can do something for that. But the chair, I don't know about the chair. And then FlexiSpot, we're also going to be doing a bed ad. So they shipped me a bed. I put it in the barn in my parents' yard. I have a king-size bed frame, headboard, and mattress that they just sent me. And that's the really weird thing, because sometimes sponsors what you have a relationship with won't tell you what your next ad is about. And then stuff will just show up. And I send big things to my mom's house so that my address doesn't leak. And my mom's a gun owner waiting for an excuse. So if it leaks, it leaks. And just randomly a king-size bed showed up to my mom's house. And I'm just like, how the hell do you think I'm going to transport this? FlexiSpot has sent me like 10 massive boxes of things, and I need to somehow figure out a way to get it to my house. It's a little annoying. But FlexiSpot's today's sponsor, so why don't you which video do I like to show? This one, right? Yeah. Doink. Watch this ad. Fuck you. Why do I look so destitute? Because I'm a nerd who sits at the computer most of his life. What do you look like? All right. Exclamation point chair in the chat if you want to be able to buy your own chair. Thank you, FlexiSpot, for sponsoring the work that I do. I bought their desk today, excited. Well, I hope you used a link for me or something, or you put in like a comment section, Tyler McVicker sent me here. That'd be great. Any contact with the chamber floor would result in an unsatisfactory mark on your official testing record, followed by death. Good luck. If you do the chair offer, I can help write a script for the chair video. Nice non-clickable link. Go to the link. Don't complain. Wait, that is a clickable link. Take a break. See you in 10 minutes. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. I'm going to go get a second cup of coffee, and then I'm going to use the bathroom because I woke up late and I haven't gone to the bathroom yet. And then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to do something. I don't know what, but it's not today. I don't know what the hell's going on with Valve. Non-clickable on mobile? Tyler in Northern Lion audit mode today. I don't know what that means. Tyler's feeding his caffeine addiction. It's coffee. It's not... Here's a fun fact. Would you rather drink coffee or Monster energy drinks? Which one is better for you? Okay, so I gave you 2 options, and most of you are giving me things that weren't an option. That's incredibly annoying. I said, which one's better for you? Coffee? Literally, what I have here is I fill it up to like here with cold brew, like a blonde roast coffee, and then oat milk. And then I stir it. Is that healthier for me? Or should I still be drinking Monster Zero sugar? People that respond to that with water is incredibly annoying. That's so fucking annoying. Both have issues. One is significantly worse than... Are you serious? I was told by a doctor that my digestion problems aren't IBS. It's a sensitivity to the fake sugar they put in energy drinks. And after drinking coffee, it's like I've de-aged 8 years. Coffee has health benefits. Thank you. Coffee is beans. Coffee is beans. Coffee is beans. Energy drinks is... To be fair, I've recommended getting off energy drinks for like 4 years. I'm a doctor, by the way. What, did you just, yeah, that's awesome, me screaming? Noodle has like high production value money. Noodle has over 1 million subscribers and his videos get millions of views. I don't have that kind of production cost. The highest production thing I can do is the time travel show. Was anybody here for TT last night? Can anybody raise their hand if they were here for Passionate Gamer program last night? It's a good one. So we move soon. I need to get 3 more live episodes recorded and in the can before I move. So get ready to see a lot of it in a short period of time and then not see any of it for probably 8 months. So I tend to skip them because it's too late for me. It was too late for me. Yeah, we're going to be doing it much earlier tomorrow or the next day for the next episode. Yeah. All right, I need to get more coffee, and then I need to take a toozy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. You can still hear me right now because I'm not actually gone. I know a lot of you haven't developed object permanence yet, and you think that because I'm not on the screen, I actually don't exist anymore. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put some music on, and you will listen to the music, and then I will go take a toozy, and we'll do all that. All right. Hello? Okay. Hello? Wow, we didn't lose that many viewers. I was gone for like 20 minutes. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? Will the Steam frame give unending and unyielding doom and despair? It can. Hi, did you get your box? Did I get my box? Oh, my Steam machine? No. Dying of a heat wave again in Europe. Well, get used to it. That's the world we live in. HL3C with the 29 months. I know you've been around longer than 29 months, but welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for the new Twitch Prime. What does HopeCon 3 mean? It means lots of things. It means that we're in the midst of an information surplus. And, yeah, and it's just, you know, I think you were one of the people who deserved it, at least to buy it. I don't entirely agree. I think there are people that definitely deserve it more than me and definitely need it more than me. But let me check. Let me check if I can order it yet. No. Let me check the spam. Hi there, my name is Allison. You know my name. Now be a gentleman and tell me yours. I'm passionate about making every encounter special, always ready for something bold. I'm waiting for you behind the link. Click it and find out more. Also, rubber insulation for piping insulation. Good manager, dear manager, good day. This is Ryan. We specialize in high-performance rubber foam insulation for tubes, sheets, pipes, and valves. Right. No. No. Isn't a 98.6 normal body temp? It is. Yes, it is. But you're supposed to be able to regulate that heat by sweat, breath, that kind of stuff, you know? And if the outside temperature is too close to it, then you're not going to be able to actually regulate your temperature. If the frame was supposed to come out last week, wouldn't the FCC thing have gotten released earlier? Yeah, that doesn't make any fucking sense. This is the situation. I will explain it without any double talk or secrets or anything like that. I have spoken to developers, multiple developers, like 4 developers of VR titles and things, that told me late July. Valve has told us to have our stuff ready for late July, and that they told them that they would be announcing price and everything in late July. This FCC filing means that Valve couldn't have done that. Not until literally today or tomorrow. But they've already made delays in their rollout due to the Qualcomm pricing causing their profit margins to slip and having to rethink things. Because after the Qualcomm announcement, the developers were ghosted. But now it looks like they wouldn't have been able to do that anyway. This is one of those classic examples of Valve is actually really, really bad at keeping up with things that involve external people, even if the external partner is the fucking government. So the FCC thing is telling me that Valve doesn't know what they're doing at all. Like, they're really just like, oh, and then like, so here's the thing. Developers were told it would be announced late July by Valve Software. Do you know how fucking annoying that is for developers to have to like crunch to get something done in time for a deadline that isn't hit at all, and there's no communication about whether or not that deadline would be hit in the first place? Do you know how annoying that is to your developers, Valve? They do, but unfortunately there still are people at Valve that are like, Yeah, but we're Valve. They're lucky that we're even talking to them. Unfortunately, the Kool-Aid mentality that exists at Valve still exists at Valve. The time travel show last night was really fun. Yeah, it was. Thank you for being here. I should plug my phone back in. I heard something happened. Fill us in. What did you hear that happened? Because I heard something happened as well. But I'm kind of just saying everything right now. Would you mind explaining the Kool-Aid mentality? Sure. Okay. So, Valve is a company that treats itself like they're a monolith of the games industry. And in some ways they are. But Valve employees sometimes have this mentality of, well, because we are Valve, we can do no wrong. You know, because we are Valve, all of our decisions are the correct ones. There are people that kind of believe that, well, we're Valve, so we don't need to meet other people halfway. We're Valve. We don't need to change what we want to do just because it would help external people. External people are lucky to even interact with us because we are Valve. Like a holier than thou, everything will work out. Yes, exactly. Do we have any information on reviewers have their review units yet? So, this is not a confirmed thing. This is not a confirmed thing, but the rumors are that significantly fewer individuals are going to be sent review units, and some have been sent them, but because so many people were sent machine review units that the street date was broken, and it pretty much was an open secret when things were happening, the Steam frame review stuff is significantly fewer units, significantly fewer people. That's speculation, though. Yeah. So next Monday, it might not be for a couple of weeks. It might not be for a couple of weeks. But why doesn't Gaming Press report on stuff like that more broadly? What, that Valve is kind of full of themselves and up their own ass sometimes? Because it's impossible to prove, and also because most people don't give a shit. Yeah, it's Valve software. They have... I heard they shortened the review time from 2 weeks to 1 week. Let me know if you can confirm this. I have not heard that. And now that you've said that publicly, I can't confirm it because now it's out there and it doesn't matter if somebody says similar things. I've heard that there are fewer people that have access to the review units, but I have not heard that the review period was shortened. No. I'm just praying it's around $1,000. It will be more than that. So maybe pray for something else. You'd think it'd be an easy headline for company is bum. It's not. It's way more nuanced and complicated than that. It's way more complicated than that. But there are, like, and the thing is, it's not a universal problem, right? There are certain... So the way that you have to look at Valve software is not one monolithic entity and everyone represents the same mentality. Valve should be seen as the umbrella by which a bunch of small teams exist within, right? It's better to think of Valve, and I've said this hundreds of times at this point, as a conglomerate of multiple indie studios. You should think of Valve software as a building that houses multiple independent studios. Right? So, like, the Deadlock Dota 2 team is a certain studio. Call them the Dota 2 studios or whatever, right? The Steam team should be seen as Steam Studios. That's an entirely separate thing. The hardware team is its own thing. The Counter-Strike team does not exist. The HLX team is its own studio, right? Single-player studios or whatever. And historically, you usually see the same people kind of hover around the same studios all of the time. Like single-player people like Robin Walker, David Spayer, Dario retired, David Spayer, Kerry Davis, that kind of, those people will always kind of hover around their group, right? Ice Frog and Yoshi and, and Eric Johnson and all those people will always be hovering around the Dota 2 studios, right? So, and then Pierre-Loup Griffet or, I see his face in my head, but I can't think of his name. Scott Dalton and some of the Valve hardware people are always going to be working on that kind of thing. They kind of stay within their own groups. Valve is like a startup incubator with infinite money. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, sure. Yes. The problem is because these are you should see these as independent, and there are floaters that go back and forth, and those people never keep their jobs. If you're a person that's really rooted into one of these groups, you have much higher staying power than if you're a person that floats around to where you're needed. You're seen as disposable. That's a whole other problem. Canby_ with the 2 months Twitch Prime. Thank you so much. I feel like the structure or lack thereof is a big reason why stuff like this happens. Yes, but it's also the big reason why Valve can even exist in the state that it is, right? It's a huge can of worms. We're not getting into it. But what I'm trying to say is there are certain teams that are dramatically more up their own ass than other teams. The Dota 2 Deadlock team is the best team to work for at Valve. That's not a secret. That is an open, known thing. Talk to anybody who works at Valve, talk to anybody who interfaces with Valve, and they will tell you the people who are working on Deadlock, that's the team that you want to be on. They are the best team to work for. It is not even close. And that team does not at all share the whole, well, we're Valve, we don't need to do that. They're lucky that we're talking to them kind of mentality. That's why Deadlock is so actively communicative. That's why you have the director of Deadlock, Yoshi, coming out and being like, sorry guys, we're working really hard, but we don't, just saying it. And what Yoshi has proven is that all you have to do to calm down your community is just make a statement. Just be like, hey guys, look, I know that everybody's waiting for a major content update. We're working on an item update, a matchmaking update, and another one, but they're taking a long time. We're really sorry. We know you're waiting, but just could you just pay? We're working, okay? Just please understand. And most of the community will just be like, okay. And then that's that, right? And people will have their memes. People will do their Yoshi trackers or whatever. But the Deadlock team fucking kills it. It's not even close. It is not even close. The Deadlock team is what all of Valve should be. It's not even close. And everyone you talk to, that's that even people on the outside that are applying for Valve, because I do sometimes get people that come to me and is like, hey, I have an interview such and such date, such and such time. Do you have any advice or anything? This is true. My dumbass sometimes gives advice to people who have interviews. And then sometimes those people end up becoming hired. It's true. Sorry, Valve. My tendrils are everywhere for some fucking reason. I'm just an asshole from Ohio that really has a mental issue. But Deadlock's going to succeed because Valve will not give up on it. And it's a really good core game. Valve really believes in Deadlock. And the people behind Deadlock, especially the people in charge of Deadlock, Yoshi, Ice Frog, who helps, the core, Eric Johnson, the Hopo Games people, they're going to throw everything at it for the next few years. Even if it's not a huge success, they're going to carve a niche out for themselves that will make it, just as popular as most, it'll do well. It will do well. Because unlike all other live service games, Deadlock is going to try and not only create a new experience in the genre that it's in, but it will also try and create new means of monetization that aren't as predatory. Isn't Yoshi Ice Frog? So that's a big conversation, and it's not something that I'm comfortable having. Is it possible that Yoshi is Ice Frog? Sure. Is it very apparent that whoever Yoshi and Ice Frog are really care about their anonymity? Yes. So it's not... It's apparent that this individual, whoever they may be, really cares about their anonymity. And that's why they go with... That's why Yoshi is called Yoshi. That's why Ice Frog is called Ice Frog. And even the most dedicated fans, including myself, don't know their real names. That is a purposeful thing And I feel like as a community, we should respect that. You know, there's like, what the fuck would be the point of me being like, well, Yoshi's real name is Frank. And it's just like, okay, well, I just ruined that person's fucking life. There's no point in that. So, you know, you could ask the question like, is Yoshi Ice Frog? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yoshi is very good at their job. Ice Frog is very good. I made up Frank. And if I somehow got that right, I'm so sorry. But do you understand what I mean? Do you understand what I mean? Like, if Yoshi is like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Because look, Deadlock is great. Deadlock is fucking phenomenal. The aesthetic is great. The music is great. The gameplay's pretty good. The character design is some of Valve's fucking best. It's fine, you know. But no, so like the question is Ice Frog Yoshi? I don't know. I've had some people tell me yes, and some people tell me no. It doesn't matter. I'm actually leaning towards no. I'm leaning towards it's not. But it doesn't fucking matter, okay? Whoever Yoshi is, best game director Valve's ever had. Not even close. Genuinely not even close. Because you could have the argument, well, what about Robin Walker and David Spayer? Yeah, they're pretty good. If they shipped their fucking games more often. Yoshi's really good at external communication and shipping updates and stuff. Even though there's a big gap between the Old Gods New Whatever and the newest one. That's 8 months. The second best game director that Valve has, Robin Walker and or David Spayer, who usually work as a team, and the rumors that Kerry Davis is also helping out with that with HLX. Yeah, you've been developing this game longer than any single project has ever been at Valve Software. Underlords died because of the COVID lockdown and the push to get Half-Life Alyx out the door. The team really wanted to maintain it, but they had to pick which game was more important. The COVID lockdown killed Underlords. But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the Deadlock team is widely regarded, highly, highly regarded as the best team that Valve not only has right now, but one of the best teams Valve has ever had. Maybe second to classic Team Fortress 2. Right, with like Robin in charge, and you had like Brandon Reinhardt and Dave Riller and Dario Casali like actually helping with that. You know. Yeah. So, yeah. I really liked Underlords. Real talk. I thought Underlords was one of my favorite things that Valve had done up until that point. Underlords came out before Half-Life Alyx, but I really liked Underlords a lot. Deadlock has like genuinely massive, massive potential. I'm very excited for the future of Deadlock. What I want out of Deadlock is not necessarily what everybody wants out of Deadlock, but I really like the casual mode type development for Deadlock. Because I played, so when Street Brawl came out, I think I played like 80 hours of Street Brawl. That's all I did was just play Street Brawl, and I played McGinnis, Page, and Dynamo, and it was so much fucking fun. That's so much fun. And I really want Valve to make more like small casual modes like that. It's so fun. I'm getting a dog soon. And I don't really have the time to put 50 to 60 minutes into a competitive match all the time. You know what I mean? But Street Brawl is like 7 to 20 minutes. Very fun. I'd love to see more casual modes that are more focused, you know, things like a payload or a capture point. And people are modding that into the game and proving that it works. So, yeah. So, you know... But then, you know, okay, so I'm saying like some teams are fucking fantastic. And if you work for that team, you love your job. I have never had a single person come to me and be like, the Deadlock team fucking sucks. So this is how sources work, by the way. It's an angry person. 99.9% of the time, the only reason somebody with trade secrets would ever talk to an asshole like me is because they're angry. You know, for no reason other than their project got canceled, somebody's an asshole, there's an internal dispute, there's politicking going on, blah, 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 right? That's why people talk, is because they're angry. I have not had, for the 2 years that we've known about Deadlock and for the 5 years that Neon Prime was in development before that, I have never had a single person tell me one bad fucking thing about the Deadlock team. I have heard awful things about every single other team at Valve, including the HLX team, and the awful things are stupid. They're just like, they think they know everything. It's just like, okay, well, fuck off. But the Deadlock team, every time I ever ask anybody who's anybody about the Deadlock team, it's always just like, oh yeah, those are the cool guys. They know what those guys are fucking awesome. Based on what you heard, what is the worst team? That's pretty obvious. Who's the second best team? We're not ranking internal dev teams, but why I'm saying this is so because each team is kind of their own microcosm of Valve, their own version of Valve, certain teams like the Deadlock team are not up their own ass. They are super humble for who they are, you know, big name game developers making a game that's going to be huge. And they're super communicative. They're very down to earth. They understand their flaws. They understand that just because they're Valve doesn't mean they're making the right decision. They can own up to mistakes publicly. They're the best team at Valve and one of my favorite development teams in the entire industry. The Steam hardware team, on the other hand, they're not awful. They're very smart people. They know what they're doing. The vibe is that they definitely don't think that they can be wrong sometimes. The hardware team is not the worst team. I think everybody knows who the worst team at Valve is. But yeah, the hardware team has this tendency of not listening to criticisms and complaints and stuff, and very much being like, let me put it this way, right? Valve's trying to create a new, another platform that VR developers have to support. You know, this ARM-based Lepton build. And Valve isn't really making any software themselves. It's just this whole thing. Like, whoever at Valve still believes in VR, it doesn't seem to take others' opinions about the industry. It's very strange. It's very strange. But it's this whole thing of, that whole thing of like, well, we're Valve, so you're lucky that we're talking to you. I have definitely heard that the hardware team is like that sometimes. You know, the Team Fortress team, phenomenal people, all old people, but phenomenal people, other than Jill. I'm sorry, Jill, but all old people. And then the HLX team are also very good people, but I hear probably the most neurotic of the teams, but that, you expect that. The HLX team, from what I hear, is very like, is it good enough? Is it good enough? Is it good enough? What do you think of this? Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah, I'll fix it. And then, you know, that's the HLX team. But it's like, you know, they're making Half-Life 3, so yeah. What about the Dota team? So it's my theory that the Deadlock team and the Dota team share an office, and they kind of help each other through stuff, which is why, in my opinion, my theory is that the Dark Carnival update took away enough developers from Deadlock that's why it's been so long since the last big major update. That seems to be what's happening. And if that's the case, that's the case. Whatever. Deadlock, whatever they're doing, it's working, right? Whatever they're doing, it's working. Power to them. Power to Yoshi, power to Ice Frog, whoever the fuck you are. You're doing great, you know. When I visited Valve 2019, the Dota team was like 4 people at standing desks. Yeah, that's not true. That's not true. The CS2 team might be 4 people at standing desks. I'll tell you that. Dark Carnival's been amazing. Yeah, from what I don't like Dota 2 at all. I love Deadlock. I like the aesthetic, the characters, the lore, the backstory, the art of Dota 2. Fucking hate the game. That's why when Artifact and Underlords came out, I was really into it, because it's this whole universe that Valve made that I wasn't really interested in, that has like gameplay that I actually kind of enjoy. I really liked Underlords. Artifact is okay. But, you know, some of the characters, some of the voice acting, some of the lore, some of the aesthetic I really like. Yeah. Okay, so the frame wasn't today. No way! No way! The big thing that seems to be going on with the frame is that they don't seem to know what the fuck is going on. It's just like, guys, if imagine that I'm Valve, and I'm speaking as Valve. I'm not Valve, but hypothetically. Man, we're not making a VR title or a VR tech demo or porting our VR software to the frame natively, at least not on day one. We should definitely get others to make sure their software works for our new platform. But we're going to be very vague and uncommunicative about that, and give vague deadlines that people will crunch towards that we don't hit and don't communicate about not hitting. And we can entirely blame the external factors and not us. This FTC thing makes me think, like, is it the FCC or it's not the Federal Trade Commission? This ain't stocks. It's the FCC. It's the Communication Commission. It's like, why were you giving people deadlines if your FCC filing wasn't even approved yet? What the fuck is going on here? What's happening? It feels like the hardware team realizes that the writing's on the wall for consumer grade hardware, at least for the time being, and so they're just like, fuck it, man. I don't know. Wait, what's the usual time? 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. That was 3 minutes ago. The FCC cleared the controller in the machine November 24th, 2025. Oh, so what you're saying is it's not going to get released for another 6 months? CS2 is basically a casino right now. It exists to make money. Unfortunately, that's the case, and it's incredibly disrespectful to the people who like the the game part of the game. Same with TF2? No, it's not the same with TF2. TF2 is not a casino in the same way that Counter-Strike 2 is a casino. Can we beg Valve to open a RAM chip factory? Valve, with their infinite money, does not have enough money. There are different levels of infinite money, and Valve does not have the amount of infinite money to be able to open a chip fabricator, especially domestically. So, no. Yet China isn't even fully there yet. They will be. They absolutely, mark my words, China will be manufacturing RAM chips and SSD chips better than the domestic partners will, you know, absolutely. And then we'll make them illegal. Yeah. And they still won't be cheap? No, they're still going to have to play into the marketplace unless they want to destroy. I don't know. We don't know what they're going to do. I'm not, this is not an orb. Anywho. So it's not today. We're not doing a waiting room tomorrow, by the way. We're going to be doing letting off steam tomorrow. And then I guess we'll be back Monday to do a genuine waiting room. To be fair, at the same time I visited Valve, it was prior to Artifact's release, and they seemed really focused on getting all that sorted. Yeah. Yeah, Valve will sometimes go all hands on deck, and every non-core member of every other team will have to go to the other team and help push it to the finish line. Letting off steam is on YouTube. That is correct. Nothing ever happens. Valve is the master of being vague. That's true. Where do you think I learned it from you, Dad? That. Oh boy. So okay, let's go around the room and everybody tell me what you think. Oh, you know, fuck it. No, $1,350. Are you willing to pay $1,350 for a VR headset? $11.99. $11.99 is probably okay. I got the PSVR 2 for $300, bro. Isn't that crazy? So it'll still look like it's 666. Am I dying? So it'll still look like it's a success because they're going to sell out of whatever tiny amount of stock they have. But this Valve hardware rollout has been just embarrassing. Remember how excited everybody was when it was announced in November? Do you remember that? Do you remember how excited everybody was when it was announced in November? Do you remember how they said early 2026? Good times. I remember when you said HLX might come with it. I remember thinking that. I remember being so naive. Back when I could get a 96 gigabyte DDR5 RAM kit for $300. Oh, well. I hope they cancel the frame. Okay. They're not going to cancel it. They still have a bunch of... They have, like, you know, thousands of units they need to sell. But... And it was really good, though. HLX is a flagship title for the machine. Yeah. Just joined the Doom stream yesterday, and you convinced me to order a Quest 3 for 500 euros. It's going to come in a few days. Yeah, if you can get past the privacy concerns of Facebook, the Steam frame is not significantly... It's not $1,000 worth upgrade. It's like, you know, the difference between a Quest 3 and a Steam frame is going to be like $800 to $1,000, and the difference between those two units is not worth $800 to $1,000. You know what I mean? You're not getting $800 of a more of a better headset with the frame. You're getting like maybe $200 more of a better headset with the frame. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What is that? Look at that guy. Zune Gamer doesn't know what it is. Everybody look at Zune Gamer, doesn't know what that is. I think they won't make much off of the Steam frame from genuine customers. It's more of a collectible for Valve fans. Yes. Yes. Good call. Yes. That's a great... Yes. Good job. That's exactly correct. There's not a better alternative on the market that doesn't have Meta's major issues, so it's pretty worth the price. Okay, so Tomato, here's the big question then. What game are people buying the Steam frame for? What game can you only experience best on the Steam frame? VR chat. VR. Any VR game? No, in fact, there are more exclusives on Meta's unit than anywhere else. The Meta Quest actually has an ecosystem of exclusive high-quality games. Have you played that one game? Or that other game? So what you're naming is a bunch of games that you can absolutely play other places. And I'm not saying Valve needed to make exclusives, but I am saying that if Valve really wanted to justify the insane cost of a VR headset, they really should have had a piece of software to go with it that was internally made. They literally have nothing. And there are some really, really good games on the Meta Quest 3. Like, I'm not even joking What was that one game? I played the whole thing, and it was really good. It was like bundled with the Quest 3 when I bought it. There's the Batman VR game, yeah. But there was this other game. Yeah, that RPG game. That game was great. Asgard's Wrath 2, that's right. They closed that studio down. It was one of the best VR games I ever played, but they closed that studio down. You got Resident Evil 4 VRs. You got Metro VR is on PC. Metro VR is on PC, and it's not very good from what I've heard. So, hasn't Valve sort of done the NASA angle of outsourcing the game stuff to other devs? Yeah, but no one's developing like a game specifically for the frame. All you have are people porting their existing products to the frame's ecosystem. That's all that's happening. Yet? No, it's not gonna happen. Like, there's not enough. So, like, okay, you could make the argument that maybe there are some developers that were like, okay, we should make a frame because look at how excited people are for the frame. And now they're like, why the fuck would we develop an exclusive frame game? No one's going to be able to get a frame. Even the people that can afford the crazy price of the frame, which I stand by is way too much fucking money for what it is. How many people are going to have a Steam frame? 15,000 at most? And so it's like, okay, well, I'll get the Steam frame to play VR chat. You mean the game that's on literally every other VR platform? 50,000? No. 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 They do not have 50,000 Steam frame units ready. No. No. Likely 25 to 30, even less than that. People buying the Steam frame just to keep on playing VR chat is funny as fuck. So there's nothing. If people are buying the Steam frame for VR chat, there is nothing. There's nothing that the Steam frame can do that makes VR chat any better than any other VR device. In fact, it's probably going to fuck up your whole thing because, like, don't VR chat players like to use a bunch of, like, fancy tracking and stuff? Doesn't it have eye tracking? Steam frame did not invent eye tracking. Eye tracking's existed for a very long time. It has built-in eye tracking in an attachment slot, my guy. Okay. Okay, spend the $1,500 then. Okay, so I guess the people are going to spend the money. So the selling point of the Steam frame is you can show other people in VR chat where your eyes are pointed. Oh, okay. A market leader, that does not create. It's also for optimization. There are 60,000 Steam frame units available to be sold in the United States based on the math that people have. 60,000 units. Okay. All right, you think there are 60,000 manufactured Steam frame units sitting in a warehouse right now? Okay. All I'm saying is that this is not going to go well. I don't think they have 60,000 units. I think they have dramatically fewer manufactured units than 60,000. They might have 60,000 motherboards with lenses, but not RAM or SSDs or all the CPU. They might have 60,000 component parts. there is no shot. They have 60,000 fully completed manufactured headsets with all of the component parts purchased. That's no. If there were 60,000 headsets, every single person that would want a headset would be able to get a headset. It seems as if people think that the enthusiast VR market is a lot larger than it actually is. The VR market is pretty big, but like the majority of the users of virtual reality are on Meta's ecosystem, and also their children. Like, that's not even a joke. Like, the majority of VR players are kids playing Gorilla Tag and Among Us and, like, I don't know what to tell you. So, like, can you play Steam games? Yeah, you can play Steam games on the Quest. Yes, that is part of it. But the question is that enough to sell the unit? And it's the kind of stuff that you'd be able to play is the kind of stuff that you'd be able to play on this little device here, right? So the Ein Thor, the version of the Ein Thor I got, the Max or whatever, has almost the exact same internal component parts as the Steam frame. Same Qualcomm chip, same amount of RAM, all that stuff, right? And you can play with FEX translation Steam games on this. And it's really, really good for indie games. For 3D games, less so. How much did this cost me? I bought it before the first price thing. This was $399 when I bought it. The price has exploded since. All right. Sorry, phone call. Yeah. Tyler, is it true that Gabe Newell has an M&M wall on his yacht, or did I dream that? I think you dreamed that. Is there anything about the Steam frame releasing that you're excited about? Yeah, I mean, look, I think for my content creation situation, the Steam frame has positives. You know, foveated streaming, for example. Optimize the whole process will allow me to stream from VR a lot easier. There's some things about the Steam frame that make my job easier, right? The problem with the Steam frame is that it's like, it's set up to fail. I've explained a couple of things that I feel about the frame. Valve not having any like piece of software internally made ready for it is so fucking stupid. That is so like Valve Kool-Aid bullshit kind of thing. And also them depending on external partners and developers to do things, and they're not even that communicative with those people in the first place. Not good. And then also just the rollout and how fucking shitty and how awful they're handling the roll is just bad, you know. What's the price for the Steam frame? So we don't know the price of the Steam frame. It's going to be anywhere between $1,050 all the way up to $1,500. And unfortunately, the price keeps going up before the launch. The Qualcomm thing that happened is absolutely going to affect the starting price. And could have been one of the reasons why we haven't seen it announced yet, because it effectively removes any profit margin that they had before announcement. But we've talked about that for a long time at this point. Do you think there's a lack of first-party title would be less of an issue if the price were more reasonable? 1,000%. 1,000%. Samsung Galaxy phones just went up $300. Jesus Christ. I've been running the same iPhone 11 Pro since before I got the phone before COVID lockdown. And I've been holding off on upgrading, but I feel like I probably should just upgrade before the prices of everything goes nuts. Because Electra has like an XR. Like, we haven't upgraded our phones in a long time. We're very like cheap people. We should probably upgrade our phones. Frame is not the big product. What are you smoking? No, the big product was the machine. And the machine is not doing well because they can't make enough machines to sell to the people that want machines. I still have a Samsung Galaxy S10. I'm genuinely going to keep this phone until it literally won't hold a charge anymore because I'm kind of a cheapskate like that. But yeah, pretty soon my phone won't even support like banking apps. That's a good point. So the worst part of the hardware team is that they won't learn from their mistakes because they'll blame it all on the market. And they should blame 75% of their failure on the market. It's also their fault, but this is Valve we're talking about. These are the Kool-Aid Valve people. So what are you going to do? I bet you can get like an 11 or 15 Pro Max for like $400. I was thinking about doing that, but I don't know how to do that safely. Can you change the battery when that happens? Yeah, I guess. They were planning on not shipping a game long before the Rampocalypse. That is true. It's better just not to risk getting a stolen phone. Yeah. I think what I'll do is just try and buy a phone off of a family member, you know. So what is everybody thinking? What's everybody thinking? How's everybody, like, I don't know how people feel about my doom and gloom on the Steam frame. I'm still going to try and buy the Steam frame, but I doubt that I'm not going to be able to buy it. I have the money for both pieces of hardware because of you. Thank you so much. But I literally have to win a lottery to have opportunity to even give money to Valve. Checking again. Do I have the email? No, but I did get an email from Casey. The Steam Cyberpunk Fest starts Monday. Yay! Cool. They do too many fests. The fest has been devalued. They're doing too many fests. The environment not being meta alone is effectively my main interest, but the main or the make or break buy or no buy is the streaming capabilities are decent enough. Yeah, so we've not actually like had reviews yet, so we don't even know if the shit works well. Did you see people are converting their Steam games into a physical format? Yeah, I do that. Every game that I own on Steam, all 3,200 of them, I have downloaded and locally backed up. Whenever I buy a game, I download a copy and I back it up locally. I don't remove the DRM for every single one of them, but I know how to do that. You know, like, how do you do that? You just, how much space does that take up? A lot. Your little clicks are so satisfying. Yeah, this is a good little device. I like this device. This is a good tape. You guys remember cassette tapes? I bet you don't, because you're all really young. I don't back things up by burning them to disk, because disk rot, especially on modern blank media, they're really bad. It's like really, really poorly made. You know what I mean? Like they don't, like the quality control of modern blank media is really, really low. What about M-Disk? I don't know what that is. Can't USB devices rot as well? SSDs 100%. Yes, don't back shit up onto SSDs. But platter drives, especially NAS level into like Western Digital Red platter drives, no, not really. Though I mean they will eventually, but those will last a long time. Back up your games to vinyl. You could do that. It would just, you'd have to do like little games and convert them to audio and then press the audio to something in the same way that you could store data on magnetic tape or whatever, you know. Yeah, for like long lasting storage, you could get tape drives. I don't do that yet, but I might, you know, I might invest into that. The longer I do this and the larger my archive of content that I've created gets, like, because for all of like the stuff related to videos that I produce, I have filled a 15 terabyte hard drive. I have a full 15 terabyte hard drive with all the raw audio from every video I've ever recorded, all the raw video from like sponsors or me on camera type stuff, every rendered video, every version of every rendered video, every script, every asset pack, all the recordings of things like assets and stuff. I don't record my streams. That would take up way too much stuff. Why? In case I need to reference an old mirror that drive, I have 2 copies of that drive. If you have 1, you have none. If you have 2, you have 1. Yeah, but I have thought about long-term tape storage. I have thought about doing that. Do you compress your data? No, I do not. No, I'm not 3 Clicks Philip. Have 3? It's way too expensive now. I used to buy like a 10 to 16 terabyte drive every year, right? And that would be like $190 to $250. It is not anymore, unfortunately. So, do I still watch any Valve game content? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I watched Shunik for Team Fortress 2. Jerma played TF2. That was fucking incredible. I can't believe that happened. But there's this other guy I've been watching a lot, and I can't think of the name, and I want to be polite and shout them out properly. Who's this guy? CMD Riley SV 4000. That's a mouthful. CMDR Riley SV. CMDR Riley SV. That's my favorite Valve creator right now. Tape is great for archival, but you really need to know what you're doing and can build your own systems. A lot of the software isn't the best for personal use, in my opinion. The best time to try NAS storage for backup was like a year ago, and that's when I bought my NAS. It was December of last year. And so now I have a box sitting over there with like 100 terabytes. It cost me $400 for all the drives and the thing, which was a lot of money, and I felt embarrassed spending it. But then I looked, and now it's like $2,000 to do the same thing. Yeah. Like I said, I bought 64 gigabytes for this computer for like $190 last year. So, which NAS? So it's not actually a NAS. It's an offline storage. I use a Mac Mini as the computer. Yeah, I bought a Mac Mini 3 weeks before OpenClaw. I talked about this yesterday, but I did buy a Mac Mini 3 weeks before OpenClaw dropped. An M4 Mac Mini. The lower end M4, I think it's got 16 gigs of RAM, but I mean, for Plex, it's fine. It's overkill. You 100% know something. What do I know? What about the frame? I've said everything I know about. I've genuinely talked everything that I know about frame. What should I be storing backups of family pictures on? Just as many individual hard drives as you can afford. All of my family photos and stuff are, I literally have a, like, for like things that matter to me, like personal photos and old, like the transfers I did of all the little VHS tape camcorder videos from when I was a kid. Every hard drive I own gets a mirrored copy of that archive. It's not that large of an archive, so it goes on every drive. But so that means that I have, so like my wedding videos, I think I have 20 backups of, you know? Yeah, the videos that I had filmed of my wedding, I have like 20 backups of. And they're terrible videos. We didn't hire a professional videographer. We hired a woman that worked with Electra at her job, and all the videos look like this. And I can't fix them because there's too much of it. But, yeah, I have a Plex server and stuff. 20 times? That's overkill. Well, the SD card that all of the footage of my wedding was on broke. Like, literally, the woman who filmed our wedding was a wedding photographer, like one of those, like just like a person that wants to do it or whatever. And the SD card wasn't reading. So I had to send it in to a data recovery expert. I spent like $500. And so now that I have the footage, it's backed up on every single drive I own. Make sure you have an offsite backup too. I have a one of those Western Digital hard drive, like external hard drives, the blue ones, in a safety deposit box at my bank, with the wedding videos and like the you know, what RAID for 100 terabytes? No RAID. No RAID. It's 420. It's like four. It's not I'm exaggerating. It's not 100. It's like 76 or something. Each drive is a recurrent mirror of each drive. So in reality, it's like 20 unique terabytes, you know. You need to boot them every few years, otherwise they lose data. They're literally always on, but they have energy. So like all of the things that need to be like possible to, you know, they're in rest mode, and they're only active when somebody accesses a file, but that they're all connected to a Plex server, which is connected to my local network, and I also share it with my family. Oh, they mean the deposit, the safety deposit bot? Yeah. Well, I pick it up every, what I'll do is I'll pick it up every couple of months, and I'll update it to contain all current photos, my current cloud backups and stuff, yeah. Data preservation is very important. What's the purpose of these waiting rooms? You hope to catch the announcements live, or just to call your streams that way? It's to be able to catch the announcement live. Yeah. Yep. Tape drives of the future? It seems like it might be, yeah. Was the shave for yesterday's time travel stream? Yes, it was. Yeah. And we're going to be doing a couple more of those. Are you planning on doing waiting rooms next week? Definitely from Monday. I don't know how much more after that I'm going to be doing this, because it's a little boring for me. Valve kind of smells bad. Yes, they do. What's the next game on time travel? I don't know. I don't actually know. We played Zax last episode with Unreal Tournament 99. And then also, what was the other? River World? We played River World. Just some terrible games. I think the next game we're going to play, I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. Six terabytes is so cheap here in my country for LTO-6 tape drive. I don't know what that means. Play Bomberman? No. Not yet. I'm not doing console stuff just yet. Play Chex Quest? You see, I want a multiplayer thing, but we've done all the big ones. We've done Quake 1, Quake 2, Quake 3, Unreal Tournament, 99. Yeah, that 8-year-old with the grown adult man voice. Someone in your chat said that the Riverworld copy is worth over $650. Is that remotely true? Let's find out. Riverworld PC. No. Here's the big box for $20. Here's a sealed copy for $28. No. Have I played Titanfall 2? Yes. On stream, yes. You should play some old games made in Macromedia Director. Okay. Transport Tycoon. So I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe like AoE 2 or StarCraft, maybe. Do you prefer for viewers to stay in character for time travel show, or do you find it fun when people try and mess with the time elements of the show? I like when people mess with the time element, but not too much. If it's too much, I will skip your email. Like, it ruins the thing, right? But, Tyler, check Discord. Somebody made something amazing. Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Okay. Right. Right. Okay. What is wrong with my face? Why the chin? Because that's what my chin looks like. You got the chin correct. How I have like a weird pouch right here. Like, you got it correctly. But like, my eyes seem wrong. I mean, that's pretty good. You do voice work, right? I do. Yeah. You made my hat, though. It's actually like mesh. It's not solid. It's mesh right here. That's really funny. Is that hat even possible to still get? I got this on the old Valve merch store back in like 2018. How the heck did they even make that hat? I don't know. Tyler, check out Guggy. Yeah, all right. So I guess Gug Clicker got a big update. So, I'm going to show you what they did to Gug Clicker. Oh, it's not out yet? Gug Clicker's, the clippy thing is, okay. Well, here's Gug Clicker. It has gotten an update. There's some new post-game stuff. What? I love that you can hear the disappointment of the artifact announcement. It cuts through. Okay, so when that happens, by the way, so when you rule the universe because you bought Valve software, when that happens, there should be a change to the backgrounds, the wallpaper and everything when it happens, right? So like if you can somehow time a change to the background to not be beige anymore, so that when it goes like that, like when he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, switch the background to have Gug cans like crisscrossing in the background of the screen, right? Like have it celebrate Gug. You own everything. Gabe Newell's head's floating around. Make it like kind of a party. So in case you're unaware, right? Here's something that they're building. Do we have an animated GIF of Guggy? Do we have an animated GIF of Guggy to show off what Guggy is? I pitched this thing to the developer of Gug Clicker last night. So they're adding Guggy. You guys want to see what Guggy is? It looks like you're trying to drink some Gug. I can help you with that. I hope Guggy is like has little animations, but I bet that's way too difficult, huh? Like this I pitched Guggy. Would you like assistance opening a portal to Zen? He has multiple little animations. Can you please give me a GIF of one of his cute little animations, please? Oh my god. There's also a Gug Half-Life 2 mod in production right now. Here's the latest from that. It's the Gugadel. Ever since the Gugbine put in the Gugadel, things have never been the same. Guggy isn't gonna... Oh my god, Kevbo, what the hell? Guggy has little animations? Holy hell. It's Guggy! Guggy's got little animations! I'm taking some of these. I'm going to use these as an emote. Can you somehow make a looping GIF of Guggy dancing? Make it looping. It's Guggy! Guys, it's Guggy! Check story chat, man. What is story chat? What's story chat? Oh, super chat. Okay. Why make a frame waiting room now? Is there a reason? Well, there was, and now there's not. When will Dougie B meet Guggy? When will Dougie B meet Guggy? Dougie B was the rat that was holding on to in Half-Life Alyx, right? We need Gug doing the worm. Guggy doing the worm. Is that possible? Can you somehow animate Guggy to do the worm? Can Guggy do the Dougie? Can Guggy do the Dougie? Can Guggy do the Dougie? $500 Gugs. I still watch that part of Alyx. It's so funny. What, where I give the dead rat a cigarette butt? Yeah, I'm pretty funny. Where you call him Dougie B and start screaming at Dougie B! Dougie B! Oh, what up, Dougie B? Dougie Buck. It's Dougie Guggy Wuggy. Dougie B. $500 Gugs. 500 Guggerettes. Gug. Gug. What the fuck has happened with my life? Why is this my life now? That's 500. That's 500 guys. Cigarettes. 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 500 Gugs. Cigarettes. I'm so fucking stupid sometimes, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the only thing Electra thinks that I've ever done that's funny. You gotta be fucking kidding me, guys. This is just posted on the Discord. It's not coming. It's a PSYOP from Valve. What, the frame? The Steam frame's a PSYOP? Okay. Doug. All right, bye, everybody.